The homework I was supposed to check and I have not. You have it out still. Go ahead and show me. You did it. Let's give you some points. Yes. Yes.
I got this
Yes.
If I can find it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Flip. Flip. Not you. Him. Yeah, you are flipped. You held it out perfect. Flip. Will you flip for me here? Thank you. You are still yes, Travis. Flip for me, ma'am. Okay. I had another one that was like that too. Did y'all talk together about that? When you tried music, you were confused. Did you ask your group? Because it looks like they knew what to do. Brady, weren't you out after you listening out? Did you still get your homework done?
It's next to the front office. It's like,
I was out too.
Yours literally knows. Just want to point that out for you.
like the
Let's
last
go out there.
Okay. You're going to show me it's fully completed, so I'll give you back those things.
So I can still do it.
You better hurry. Because that's their copy of that. Flip.
Oh.
You did yours and you log it out. Xavier, Caitlin, that's her. Matthew has his.
I didn't know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I think you both have it. Cool. Perfect. Okay. I'm not asking for a miracle. I'm just asking for, did you try your homework? That's all I'm asking. My God. This makes me sad. First and second, everyone had all their homework. And then third, I got a lot of half pages. And I got some that don't even have it at all.
Excuse me.
What is going on? Third. You got it all now?
Yes, I did get it all.
Okay. I'll give you some more points.
Just give me some.
Yes, I am. So, and then give her a point. Even though he does not deserve it, your group can have a point for that. Okay, Braden just asked me a good question of, could I go over some of those? Of course I can. He asked for 6 and 7 on page 6. So if you'll take out your homework from last night, which you should probably still have out. I'm going to do page 6 and 7. Or you were supposed to do page 5 and 6. I'm going to do 6 and 7 on page 6. Are there any other problems that you need me to go over? Those of us who actually did what we were supposed to do. Number 6 on page 5. Okay. Okay, are there any other problems? That's 3. Okay, well, I am very, very nice in that we just did the homework check, so I know if you did it or not. Guess what I'm going to post this afternoon?
The homework.
I'm going to post the key to this homework assignment because there's a quiz on Thursday, and, you know, Xavier's brave. He might ask me to work a problem, but some of us aren't as brave, and we're not going to ask me. We're just not going to know how to do number 3 and just stay that way. I don't want that to be you. So if, for instance, for some reason something went wrong on number 3, you'll at least have a key to compare it to and figure out what you did wrong. Okay, someone asked me for number 6. Let's go over it pretty quickly. I'm willing to give out points, but I swear I'm going to give out a lot of answers myself. My bad. Okay, so I need to distribute that fraction. That's why he asked for number 6. Most people automatically assume fraction problems are going to be a problem. So you get 10/5 A minus 15/5 B plus 8/2 B plus 4/2 A. Once I distribute the fractions. Okay, I would love for someone to tell me what I should do next. Which, which, okay, I'm going to give a point to 4 and 5 for that. Yes, we can reduce and simplify this. So, someone want to take a stab and actually do it? Go for it, table 2.
Okay, so you do 30. I thought you add them.
We could, but right now they don't all have the same denominator, and then there's that issue of making them all have the same denominator. It might just be easier to simplify.
Okay, so the common denominator would be 10.
It would be, but we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. Okay, table 3. You wanna answer this?
No, I was wondering, don't you like fill in the expression like the A, 3, 4, like in the instruction?
Different page. Different page.
Oh.
We're on page 5, number 6.
Oh,
Okay. Okay, yes, Lyric.
Okay, is it okay that I did it I kind of did it the hard way, but
It's okay. You're trying to be like her. Dre already did it the hard way. She's
but,
trying to make it hard too.
I got 2A minus 3B plus 4B plus 2A.
Give her a group a point. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with what Dre is doing. It's just she's making her life so much harder. If it was a weird denominator, if we couldn't simplify, yes, she's completely on the right track. But hey, this one ends up being nice. 10 over 5 reduces to 2. 15 over 5 reduces to 3. Everything ends up coming up daisies. And so our final answer is 4A plus B. Because 2A, 2A, 4B, negative 3B, 4A plus B. So we thought that one looked scary, and it actually ends up being quite nice. We could have. And then someone asked yesterday about could we, because you're hating on the fractions, could we turn them into decimals? And I gave a good answer, and I don't know if you remember it. It's okay if it's a terminating decimal. So like 1/5 is 0.20 and it stops, so that's okay. It's just if the problem had been like 1/3, no, you want to leave it as 1/3. You don't want 0.3333 on your paper. That's a lot. No. Okay, let's flip over. I believe you asked for 6 and 7. Okay, so we can work 6 and 7. I'm really surprised no one asked me about 1, 2, or 3. I can. Okay, and then I'm going to mention number 3 just briefly on 3, and I'm hoping in Abby Grace's next class, if this happens again, she'll either let me know during class, she'll email me, she'll say something in Google Classroom, she'll do something. Because on 3, what is that exponent? Okay, so I did it on my key as a cubed. And I end up getting, I think, negative 25.2. But if you work it through as a squared, if you thought it was c squared over minus 1 over b minus d, I think you get negative 6. So again, surely to goodness, someone, if this were a test day, someone would say, hey, Ms. Compton, I really can't tell what that exponent is on number 3. Could you please help us? That way we don't have this issue. Or you'd pray Ms. Compton would notice in advance, but you can hope for a lot of things. Okay, number 1, she asked for, let's see, 5 times 6, C is 4, minus 8, B is negative 3, plus 10 times D is negative 1/2. Order of operations says that we need to deal with those parentheses first. If you were just missing number 4. Number 4 on the checkpoint repeatedly. You just couldn't get 8. I bet you we're not dealing with your parentheses first. We're going to do 6 times 4, which is, and then negative 8 times negative 3 is positive 24. And then 10 times negative 1/2 you get, and table 3 can have a point. Okay, so what should I end up getting as my next step? What should I do? Okay, 43 times 5, and then what are you going to get my answer? You can have a point. Okay, so I should have done, it's 48 minus 5, which is 5 times 43, which is 215. Agreed. Okay, and then we're going to go over 6 and 7 down at the bottom. Let's see. I can't fast. Let's see. 3/4 negative 8 squared minus d is 3. So I'm going to have 3/4 negative 8 squared is positive 64 minus 3. 64 divided by 4. I had one on my table. Hold on. Is it 16? You got 13 as your final?
Oh.
Yes, no? I'm questioning my own sanity at the moment. Number 4. It is not me. 64 divided by 4. I'm questioning you in my life. And of course my calculator's dead. Other calculators? 64 divided by 4 is 16 and then times 3. I need all the batteries. Yeah, so I think it should be, he is right, 64 divided by 4 is 16. That's what he was answering for me. 16 times 3 is 48, so it should be 48 minus 3, which is 45. My bad. And then, of course, all my calculators are dead. Why are they dead today? I don't know. Who knows? Too much fun, I guess. Okay, next one down. Maybe we must something handy math today. Let's see. A is 3/4. C cubed is negative 2 cubed. Minus B squared is negative 8 squared. D is 3. G is 1/3. What is negative 2 cubed?
Negative 8.
No.
Table 2 can have a point. So 3/4 times negative 8 minus negative 8 squared. What should I get?
Negative 64.
No, 60.
Table 2 can have another point. You're supposed to get positive 64. Okay, and then 3 times 1/3. What is 3 times 1/3? Just 1. Okay, so I then multiply 3/4 times negative 8, and I get, you did it on your calculator at your house, wherever you did it at. 3/4 times negative 8. You got,
Negative 6.
Abby Grace Gruger point, negative 6 minus 64, so you end up getting
68.
Negative 68.
Negative 68.
We're negative 70.
That looks like negative 70.
I mean, negative 70.
Negative
That looks like negative 70. We're like making me question my whole life. Shouldn't it be negative 70?
That's negative 70.
Okay.
We're not crazy.
Yeah. You know how once you're crazy once, you're like, I must be really crazy today. Yeah, it's negative 70. Okay. Don't you hate that? You're suddenly questioning your whole life. Like, am I really good at math? Do I know anything? Oh. Okay, let's see, number 7. And then G squared. Okay, what is the first thing I'm technically supposed to do on number 7?
The X.
Yes, the parentheses and the exponent. I'm going to give one to 6 because they need one too. You're on it today, though. Okay, so if I deal with that exponent, what should I actually end up getting? What is 1/3 squared?
It's too sweet. It's very technical. We're making a fraction.
Please. No.
We don't.
Okay.
1/9.
Who said it? You can have a point. Okay, you're making your life too hard. 1/3 times 1/3. 1 times what is 1? 3 times 3 is 9. It's just 1/9. And guess what? Your calculator didn't know you wanted a fraction, so that's why it told you what I didn't want to hear. Thanks, but no thanks. Okay, and then negative 3 times 1/3 is negative 3 times 1/3. You can have another point. So I actually have -9 times 1/9. What do I end up with my final answer? I agree it's -1. I just don't know who said it, so I can't give any points for it. I'm sorry. Okay. Woo! That was a difficult one. Okay. I swear you've not lost your sanity. I swear you know how to do these. If you think you've had a moment like I was just having, check my key. I'm going to post it later today. Okay. I swear tomorrow we'll do an ACT prep problem, but I got to make sure we at least get through the notes today. So we're only going to go over the 2 math workshops, and then we're going to move on to the new notes. Can someone help me with number 7 on the math workshop? Yes, I knew you've been dying to volunteer. Go ahead.
So, number 7, I just went the wrong way. Okay, number 7. 4n minus 4n minus 4m minus 3.
I'm kind of mad at him. Not even gonna lie.
Make this 4n plus 4n.
No, I'm being completely. I'm just being funny. Here's why I'm mad at him, because it's perfect. So I was hoping what he was gonna say out loud was 5 minus 8 is -3. 4n by itself, and then 2 and -6 make -4. I didn't think he would go ahead and put it in the other order for me like he already did in blue. I'm happy he went ahead and put it in alphabet order, N, M, and then the one with no letter. That's perfect. It's just every other class period hadn't done it perfect, and I get to fix it. No, I don't get to fix things. Yes, dear? How did I get the 4n?
No, M comes before N. So
Yeah, M comes before N.
And, oh, it did.
Yeah.
Oh, he is wrong. Thank goodness. I'm so glad. Okay, good. So what he should have put, get yourself a point, Xavier, is -4m plus 4n minus 3. My bad. And you're like, Miss Compton, you're being ridiculous. And I get that I totally am. I know I am. You'll love me anyway. Okay, are there any questions on 7? Besides Miss Compton, do you know the alphabet? And then number 8. Yes, table 4.
Is it 3g minus 5g squared? I mean, -5g squared plus 3g?
Okay, she seems right, and that sounds good. You know me, though. I have to actually distribute that negative, so I, on my paper, would have to have 3g squared plus 7g minus 4g minus 8g squared, and then combine. So 3, -8, she's right, -5. 7 minus 4, she's right. She's completely right. I just, for my own sanity, I have to distribute the negative. You can definitely have a point for that. Okay, are there any questions about the math workshop today? Then let's go on to the new notes. I have an answer. My study guide? I don't know if this difference will be of any use to you whatsoever. I don't know if that's what you're wanting. It's probably not. You're wanting last night's homework? That one. Okay, so as for the new notes for today, we're going to be a little bit ridiculous today. Not even going to lie. So we're going to go from verbal to algebraic and back. Are you actually in real life going to go from verbal to algebraic and then back again? Probably not. But it is good practice. It is part of what we're supposed to learn out of a trade. And it's always helpful because I know you took the Aspire before or other standardized tests that require writing. It's kind of smart to be able to write in math class and use the mathy words like quotient for division, that kind of thing. It shows you know your stuff. Xavier, you had your hand up.
You know, I mean, it's right?
Yes. Straight up no. Okay, so Xavier's already proven a good point. Is third period actually going to have homework tonight?
So,
Maybe.
Probably not. So what I actually want to do is, now that Xavier's got me thrown all off my game, my gosh. Why don't we do 5 and 6, and we'll show you what I'm looking for, and we'll come back to the verbal tomorrow. So on 5, what we're supposed to do is write something verbal. Now, I am a math teacher, so I tend to sound fancy, and I say stuff like 9 less than a number squared is the same as 72. Does a normal person talk like that?
No.
No. So we're going to call this the fancy. I'm going to keep writing fancy versions. If you want to be fancy like me, it's not a bad thing. Does someone have a non-fancy way to explain number 5? Yes, dear.
X squared minus 9 is 78.
Okay. I'm going to say a number squared to change this phrase a little, but otherwise, yeah, I'm going to go with it. A number squared minus 9 is equal to 72. You gotta admit, his is way less fancy, but mine was so much more fun because I had, instead of minus, I had less than. And that's really what we're going to talk about tomorrow because Xavier is right, and I cannot do all the things all the time, although I would like to. So are we really going to get to do ACT prep in here tomorrow? God, we pray. Miss Compton needs to talk faster or something. Table 1, how many points do you have?
1.
What on earth is wrong with you? Table 2? 2. Table 3? Table 4? Table 5? Table 6? So how many points did y'all have again? This is not going to happen every day, but you were very, very good today. I'll give you that. Everybody add 4 points to their score, so table 1 can have their perfect score. Make sure you put your name or something on it, or, leave the strip with me. I will see you tomorrow. You don't have homework. Someone please remind me tomorrow that you didn't have homework, because I'm going to try to check that non-existent stuff.